All right, I'm excited about today. We're recording our sixth ever Whatever's Biting podcast, and I'm John, and my channel is Creek Fishing Adventures. Of course, I am joined by my good friend over here.
Hello, I'm Ethan, and I have the Fish Anything YouTube channel. Really excited to be back, John. Really excited. And today we have guests.
It's going to be exciting. It feels like longer than a month since we did the last podcast. I've done a lot of fishing. Have you been able to get a lot of fishing in? This is finally getting warmer for you.
Yeah, no, actually, it's been a crazy month, but I have a lot of good stuff to talk about. And part of that's going to be with our guests today, but then also, um, I had a work trip to New York, and I was able to bring a travel rod with me. So, some pretty cool stuff that I'm excited to share.
Remind me to make sure you go over that travel rod because that's something I'm interested in. But
Ooh, yeah.
before we add our guests, we got a lot. We're gonna cover comments. We're gonna talk about our challenges. We're all gonna talk about what fish we caught last. And I got a show and tell for the cicada hatch. I don't know if cicada hatch is going on where everybody else is at, but it's going on really good around here. That was some really exciting fishing. So let's go ahead and bring on the AA anglers, Paul and Jeff.
Woo! What's up?
How y'all doing?
We're good.
Super. Can we add a round of applause?
I don't know about Paul.
I need like a applause button. I'm not that advanced.
That'd be great.
You need an applause, Chaws. That's the name of our producer is Chaws. He does all of our applause.
Yeah. Applaud for me, Chaws.
Yeah, if I was doing this once a week like y'all, I'd have to have a guy like Chaws or somebody do it. It's gotta. Yeah.
It's a game changer, dude. You gotta have it.
All right. Well, everyone might not know you guys. I mean, anybody knows you guys. But for the people that don't know our guests today, this is a couple of our good buddies. We've got Jeff and Paul from the Aggressively Average Anglers YouTube channel. And why don't you guys just introduce yourself real quick? What's your elevator speech? Go.
We are aggressively average at everything that is angling related, including kayaks, kayak builds, fishing new techniques. What we like to do on the channel is try everything. So we branch out a lot. We try stuff. We look silly until we figure it out, and we gain some confidence on that. And we hope that that helps other anglers out there reach out, broaden their spectrum, try new things, and it's fun. And that's what we love to do.
I thought you were going to say aggressively average at everything, and I was just going to leave it at that and say that's
we are also aggressively average at, like that's like a life thing for me. I strive to be aggressively average at everything. It's like, oh, you got to build
Jack
this.
Of all trades.
Exactly. I'll figure it out. I'll use YouTube for a while and like do some tutorials. I'll figure it out, man. But that's how we treat fishing. There's so many different techniques out there. It's like we got into BFS. Obviously, Ethan, you got us into ultralight, and then that branched into BFS, and then we dove into the JDM market. We went to swim baits, glide baits, big baits that we would have never thrown before. You know, we're just trying all this different stuff. And then like kayak rigging too. I mean, we've tried the super light rigs, go to the pond hoppers, go to the super big rigs. We had the Hobie Pro Anglers, and then now I have the Titan X. So we still kind of dabble in that area. But yeah.
He's opening up a lot of subjects, a lot of doors to a lot of subjects here, John. I don't know if we can handle all of this.
We're all over the place, man.
Hour and a half.
One thing I really like about Paul and Jeff is, and obviously why we got them on the show, is they will catch anything. And that's kind of our obviously our name of our podcast, but that's something that me and Ethan really find in common, and we connect with other people that do that. There's something about people that will just go catch anything. Because you can just talk about any kind of species or any kind of rod and reel, and it's all fun. You know, it's enjoyable.
That's the key word, fun, man. Our number one rule is no matter what happens, we go to a new body of water, we do a tournament, we go travel somewhere. Like, we're just going to find a way to have fun. And catching fish, to me, is fun. We still get those comments where they're like, oh, the fish is so small. Like, I've never seen somebody get so excited about catching like 10 bluegill. And I'm like, I love it. I can't help you in your malfunction.
Also large. You guys are also large, so every fish looks smaller, and your beefy, muscly arms. You know, so
bro,
I'm by far the shortest person compared to all of my friends now. Every single time I meet somebody, like I just found out that Punch is like 2 feet taller than me, and now I'm never going to be taller than anybody.
That's okay.
One day, Paul. One day.
You'll meet someone.
All right, sorry, John. We are going a lot of directions here. What do you got? Why don't we kick it back to our host?
Am I in charge? Okay.
You're in charge, John.
Hey, keep it on the rails. We take it off the rails.
Yeah, we'll let y'all take it off. I got a few topics to go over, and wherever this goes is fine. We're just gonna have fun and talk about catching different fish. And we earlier we were just talking about creek chubs. So I gotta know what kind of creek chubs are around y'all, and is that something you've ever targeted and like tried to catch?
One of the places that Ethan actually posted a video of is right down the street from my house.
Yeah.
And I knew before I even saw the thumbnail, I knew exactly where and I knew exactly what he was fishing for. I take my kids over there to catch creek chubs, and now I put them on the float, the mule fishing float. I do it all the time. And actually there's a place in it doesn't matter, Marshall, Michigan, and they stock trout in there. And I used to go catch trout out of there all the time. It was so much fun. And then I realized the more you went upstream, especially in the spring, there would be a ton of creek chubs, and they were bigger than the trout. Like a lot of times they're bigger than the trout are. And I had more fun just hammering those. I was like, I don't even want to do anything else. I don't even know why I started the first half mile of the stream, because the creek chubs in there. And then they get those like bony faces, like their faces get all like pockmarked, and they're like bones sticking out of them when they're spawning. And it's like, I love catching those fish. They're fun.
Such
and then you get them out and they're just like I love it.
So I used to fish for them on the Flat River. Have you guys ever fished the Flat? I mean,
yes.
John obviously.
John has.
Down south,
yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
John had. Yeah,
I took John there.
I figured you had done that. I thought I saw that video. So yeah, I fished the Flat, and there's a lot of creek chubs in the skinny sections of that, and that's where I was fishing them on the fly, like a little 5 weight. And just like poppers or and I mean anything.
3 weight for stock trout and creek chubs
it's so much fun. It's like ultralight fishing, but for flies, right? Like it's so awesome.
I've had creek chubs hit my bass lure, and you think it's a bass. They'll hammer a lure sometimes.
They do. They're like small. Man.
Yeah, when you hold them, they're like all this weird noise. And like, what are they doing? It just sounds weird. Has anybody caught a fall fish? I've never caught a fall fish. That's just something.
I think fall fish are primarily out east. And they're actually, it's funny because fall fish, it looks kind of like a creek chub. They get substantially larger, but they were actually, prior to a lot of species being introduced to a lot of the areas they're at, they were the apex predator in a lot of the streams they were at. So a fall fish, literally just a jumbo creek chub is what it looks like. And then now that there's like a lot of smallmouth and rivers and stuff that they weren't necessarily native to, as well as other species, trout, whatever, the fall fish kind of just don't get as much love. But historically, they would have potentially been an apex predator in some of those streams, which is kind of an interesting fact.
Yeah, because especially when I've seen people catch like 2-pounders and stuff. Like
they look cool.
Super nice.
Just imagine a creek chub.
I'm looking at a picture of one right now, and the dude's got it like he's holding like a trout.
It's nuts.
I got caught one. They caught him in the Susquehanna, and I was trying to catch one, but I couldn't catch one. I think they're more in calmer area, not like where the real fast current was. So when I was catching smallmouth, but it would have been cool to catch one when I went up there. Is anybody going to the tournament? Are y'all having the tournament in Michigan? Who's going?
Oh yeah, the Kayak Adventure Series.
Kayak Adventure Series.
So I'm going. Paul's on a family vacation that was like predetermined a long time ago. So we agreed to do the thing with Drew. We met him at ICAST. He was like, "Oh, I got this Kayak Adventure Series coming up." We're like, "I'm all in. Let's go." So we were both going to go, and then Paul checked his calendar, and it didn't work out. So he'll be in California. I will be there from Thursday to Sunday. And I plan on, I'm getting one pre-fish day. Like I've had 0 pre-fishing on the West Coast of Michigan. I've never fished over in that area really. So it's all new to me, but I mean, honestly, the White Lake, like right where they're going to be at, like where the event is going, White Lake looks fine. Or I can just travel south 25 minutes to Muskegon Lake and I might go fish that. Muskegon Lake's huge. And then you get the Grand, or Muskegon River rather. Muskegon River flows into there. There's 2 inlets, and it's pretty sick. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm like flipping a coin which spot I'm going to fish, but I will have some fun
Are you entering the micro bag?
Of course I am.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
like,
look at that.
He'd be crazy not to.
Here's
I love that.
That's all. My
He will
plan.
absolutely win that.
Dude, I could have won the micro bag on frogs yesterday and today. It was insane. But we'll get to that later. But like, I will definitely do the micro bag. My plan was to obviously go after it. If I can get anything of size, awesome. If I feel like I can, get my 5, hit my limit, get a good standing, I'm going for that first. But the micro bag is going to be like, I need a break. Let's go ultralight fish. I'll have the ultralight on hand, and I'm just going to go plug them and hopefully take home the micro bag.
Well, here's a way to win. Make sure you only put one finger on the fish, because I won by default because I was the only one that followed the rules. Everybody else was putting like their hand or something.
They're covering the whole fish.
Yeah. So there was like 2 guys that had smaller limits that should have won, but they didn't. Yeah. And I'm the one that did it all the way right.
Yeah.
Only 12 people entered, but I got what I think was like $250 or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
$250.
We actually have a prize.
I'll pay for my ticket. I'm doing it.
We have a prize for the tournament. If you catch the middle,
average.
Whoever gets the very middle, the most average bag, gets an aggressively average T-shirt.
Your shirt of choice. We got this.
Probably
flip around.
When they announced that at Shillapalooza, people really liked that one. It was hilarious. The guy was there too, so it was really cool.
Nice.
It was like that's fun. But I ended up getting 13th in the big fish, and they paid out 12 places, so I was one spot away.
Oh man!
I was like, come on! I'm like so good at like almost making money,
right?
So I'll stick to the small fish, I guess.
First place out of the money. Got it. Nailed it.
All right, let's go to our little challenge that we left off with last month. Was Ethan we were talking about bed fishing, and Ethan said try throwing a small lure, like a real small micro lure at bed fishing, that when they bite at it, they have to grab it because it's so small. I'd never heard that before. A week later, there's a creek. I go to a spot. There's like a 12-inch bass on a bed, and he kept hitting my lure, like my big lure. And I was like, I already had my ultralight rod. I flip over there, first cast, caught him.
Nice.
On a little, like, I think it was a Bobby Garland or something. I don't remember.
We've been doing this, Paul.
We just like maybe a month ago did this.
Yeah, and actually there's post spawn fishing. It was working really well too. So we just went on that trip with Debo and Ethan, and Paul and I got up on this spot. There was it 4? It was almost 4. It was almost 4. 3.8. And it was just like hanging out in one spot. Paul flipped up. We were ultralight Texas rigging, so we had the 116 ounce worm weight, and then he was running a JDM bait. Paul's man, yeah. Ethan did comment.
Well, I had a size 8 EWG on. And
his hook was too small for the bait.
Plastic, so I grabbed a new plastic. I threaded it on, and I had just seen this fish right after I put it on. I knew the bait was too big for the hook because it totally filled the gap. But I was like, it was right there. I flipped it up. A bluegill hit it, and I didn't do anything. Then this bass comes in, grabs it. I go to set the hook. Nothing happens because it spits it back at me because there was nowhere for the hook to bite. Jeff has almost the same thing on, throws it right after, catches that fish.
So I had the size 6 hook, a size up, and I was running the Micro Finesse TRD in Copper True. So it's like super small Ned rig. So I flipped it in immediately. Yeah, exactly. I flipped it in immediately after him. We just put this video out the other day so you can see our boats are right next to each other. He flips in. He's like, kayak. He just goes, "Oh, my bait was too big," and I was like, "Oh no!"
I said, "Flip in." You can hear me. I'm like, "Flip in right there. Flip in right there."
You can hear hear your soul leave your body, Paul. I can just hear your voice, and he's just like, he's trying to be happy for his friend, but he's
my best. It's so great that you just did that.
No, you said, I'm so happy right now. Like you forced the emotion. You're like, I'm happy for you.
That's so great.
It's hard. I hope you rotten hack, but I'm happy for you.
Well, so John, I'm glad that worked for you. And hopefully it'll be something you can keep in your back pocket for future bed fishing. If you're ever trying to catch one and they're not responding to the big stuff, keep that one in mind. But yeah, mine was, I wanted to catch a big bass off a bed, but I got to be honest with you. I feel like when I got down and fished with Paul and Jeff, as they were talking about, they mentioned post spawn. All the bass, I mean, there was maybe 1 or 2 on beds that I saw, but very, very few. So pretty much all the bass were post spawn. And so I never really got a chance to get after it. And I'm sure there's probably still bass on beds somewhere around here. Just because, you know, they spawn in waves. Sometimes you'll find an early wave and then all of a sudden just the same, you'd find a late wave. So my guess is in my area, I'm sure I could go find some spawning bass right now, but I just haven't had a chance to fish here locally. Unfortunately, since that trip, just been out and traveling. Like I said earlier, I was in New York. So anyways, more to come there, but I did not accomplish the big bass off of a bed. I did accomplish a lot of fish catches though, so I'm excited to talk about those.
Got a bunch of bluegill on beds while we were out.
Oh yeah,
true.
Does that count? Because we pulled up on multiple spots just plugging gills.
Y'all don't have
lake we hit.
Y'all don't have red breast, right? Y'all don't have red breast up there. Red breast sunfish.
We got the red ear.
Yeah, I got red. It's like we don't have pumpkin seed really around me.
Yeah,
I would take the pumpkin seeds all day.
Yeah, they're really cool. Well, the same day I caught that bass, I was catching red breast off of a bed.
Yeah, those were the best.
Oh, wow.
It was expansive. It was hundreds of bass.
Were they hitting it on the fall, those bluegill? Because the one I was catching, it would only bite it off the bed. It'd have to fall on the bed, then they pick it up.
Were you saying, was it bluegill or were you saying red breast?
Red breast.
Okay, so interesting that you say that because I've noticed pumpkin seed tend to eat it right off the bottom, and they take a little more work when I'm bed fishing. Whereas bluegill, typically they'll eat it off the bottom, but they seem to primarily feed up on it. If it drops in front of their nose, they're going to come slurp it before it hits the bottom. So it's interesting that red breast primarily for you have been eating off the bottom, because that's the same for pumpkin seed up in this area.
And if I didn't see them, I barely felt them. I would have to watch them pretty much.
Yeah, you got to.
I was throwing I think a Bobby Garland itty bit. I had to go like really tiny to get them to just barely bite it. But I got a few questions, and we'll get Paul and Jeff's take on these. We had a guy, Astigos, as that's his name, says, "Hey, love both your channels." Probably doesn't like Paul and Jeff's, but
that's
probably
true.
not.
Can you talk about using slow action rods? It seems like the USA people only want fast action rods.
Not true anymore.
You idiots.
That's me. All I have is fast action. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was like, I kind of wanted a slow action rod, but I don't have anything.
I have no desire for a slow action rod. I'm sure there's a lot of things that a slow action rod works well for. It's not for my style of fishing, what I do. I primarily fish a lot of jigs, even if I'm bass fishing, a lot of single hook baits. And so fast is just, it's my comfort zone. It's how I feel I can best feel the bait. It's how I feel I can best control the bait. Anything slow to me is just like, it just sounds disgusting to fish with. Again, you do you, personal preference, but it's not my preference at all.
I would say like we'll meet you in the middle. We actually
prefer
we prefer the moderate action.
So that's not slow.
I hang on. So slow has its place.
Slow is a spaghetti noodle.
Slow is a spaghetti noodle. I like it for some of my crankbaits and some of my swim baits, but mostly like moderate action is such a do-all rod for us now. That's my favorite way to run jerk baits, chatter baits, and spinner baits actually. And it's really sensitive feel. And I mean, hookup ratio went up from using that. Landing ratio went up from using that, especially on jerk baits. But even on the chatterbait, which is like, I wouldn't think that. I always thought chatterbait, fast action, medium heavy. You're going to be happy. Medium moderate has been like a complete game changer for us. And like Paul got me into it. Paul, I think it started with the monster bass rod, right, Paul? Like that was like the first. So we got the first run of monster bass rods. You got the moderate. I don't think I got one. No, maybe I did. We got the whole lineup. So yeah, we both had the mod. I wasn't grabbing it often. He was using it all the time. He was like, dude, just try this today. So I committed to it. Absolutely changed it over. I use that now. I have a TFO Professional I use as well that I love. And then I got the Megabass Levante, which actually, I really like that rod. I would never like buy it again. But it's a really nice rod. It's $200. I'd rather be spending like $100 on 150 on a rod. But yeah, moderate money.
I'm gonna have to get one because I just got done doing a kayak trip, and I don't throw topwater a lot, but I was throwing a Chapo, and I was trying to throw a spook, and I kept jerking it out of there.
Yeah,
I kept jerking it too hard.
Yeah.
I was throwing it was just too fast of a rod, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially if you use braid too.
Yeah. I had braid.
If you're using braid plus a fast rod, that's probably way too much for a topwater. Just be clear, I'm okay with moderate. I just like the question was slow, guys. I'm talking spaghetti noodle.
I have a slow rod that I use a lot. Or two. Okay. I have two. I have a crankbait stick, and then I have my swim bait rod.
I have a slow trout rod, and I have a slow custom made trout rod. It says fast, I think, but it's very slow. Yeah, and I hate fishing with it. It's a super nice rod, but it's like it bends so much. I guess if I was throwing like spinners,
you get a hook set.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's really the problem.
Yeah. And that's if the fish runs towards you while you're setting the hook, you're toast. I mean, you need a fast speed on that reel.
Yeah. It makes a.
What Paul? Do you have do you own a slow rod? A slow. It has to be called.
Yeah, if truly slow, I do. I have actually almost not the same ones as Jeff, but the same types as Jeff.
Yeah.
And the only time I use them is for the big swims, like big, really glide baits, like treble hook glides. You can throw them a lot further, and they're longer. So being at 8, so the one thing I will say about both the medium mods, and I use a medium mod, I use a medium heavy mod, I use a medium actually a ton. Like I caught over 100 fish easy on one. I'll show it to you later on a medium. That people just kind of they ignore the medium and they ignore the medium mod, but get a longer rod, you get leverage, and the hook set's actually faster. So your reaction time with 4, I like the 7.4 is like my favorite. Instead of like what I would normally be at a 7-foot, you get a little more leverage, and your hook set's actually faster because the tip is moving way faster every couple inches that you go out. So that would be my one tip. But really, the slow is way too slow to do a lot of stuff. And unless you're using like jerkbait style ultra thin wire hooks, like Ethan said, you're missing, even on ultralight hooks, you're probably missing some stuff. Yeah. Where it can help you though, if you're in current, you're looking for big trout, and you use those treble or even the single hooks like I have on a lot of my body baits. I've seen a lot of guys use those, and it's more like a fly rod where you're gonna let the drag roll, but really the rod's doing most of the work. It's not worth it though.
Yeah, hyper specific. So not a lot of folks want to get hyper specific and have like 30 rods where they're like, oh, am I going to take this one today? Most folks, I mean, that watch your channel, I'm sure the same as the folks that watch ours, like they got 3-5 rods that they want to go to. So we're not like out here recommending, make sure you got a slow in your lineup. It has its place. But unless you want to get really specific, we could see overlooking it. But the medium mod, don't overlook it. Even if you have 5 rods in your arsenal, I would recommend that as one of them.
I may have to get one of those. One thing I do like about fishing is everybody has something that you do differently that works for them.
Right.
That 100%. It doesn't mean they can recommend it, or I got something that works for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work for you. It's how you fish. Sure. So if slow works for something that you got going on, hey, do it. You don't have to change it up.
There's no rules.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next question. Brian Athern 9154. He comments a lot. I like the idea. Doing an ultralight spinning gear tutorial, which I think probably all y'all have several of those on your channel.
Ethan, mostly.
I was thinking about doing another one, actually. I feel like you can do that once or twice every summer. Ethan, revisit your quest for the 20-inch smallmouth bass. What about that? Is that coming up, or you thought any more about that?
We just missed the mega window by 4 weeks.
It's just time. Honestly, I would say the most likely scenario is for me to get back after that in the fall. Just really, as you've probably been able to tell with my channel, if you're a follower, is I just don't. I have a lot less time to fish these days, so I just haven't been pumping out near as much content. So it's been really hard to find time to get to the river because, for me, river trips just take a lot more time. I mean, they just do, because you're having to pedal against the current a bunch, and it's just a little bit more logistics to kind of get in and out of the water. So definitely want to get back to the 20-inch smallmouth. Didn't forget about it. Hi, Brian, by the way. And it will happen. Just don't know when. Probably fall.
We got to get you a Newport so you can just buzz up the river and then come back. I know it's against your morals, but
no, I mean, it would be fine. If Newport sent me one, I would use it. But
reach out, dude. They're grabbing ambassadors right now, like left.
Ethan, and right. Do you remember that spot we went to?
The one that we had to really bust our butts at. Yeah,
we struggled. You didn't struggle as much.
I worked so hard that day.
We were dragging our boats, and Ethan's like, "All right, you guys are stuck, right? Cool." And then he went way up river.
In a in a lighter, very slightly different color of your kayak that you have now, later this summer, you should go there. And right after that pinch point, when you get through that, the net right before where you sort of left us and we're swimming with a larger swim bait, the mag
down
draft,
from that
section right there, Jeff and I have both caught
hundreds of fish in one
fish
outing.
in the 20 class right there, with some consistency.
Yeah, literally.
I'll hit you up about that. Hopefully
100 yards apart from each other. Within 10 minutes, we both caught like a 19.
Yeah.
So
it's funny how that
you
works.
had a 19.
That's how smallmouth in the river. That's how smallmouth in the river is. It's like when it's right, it's right. You know, it's like you can hit those windows and it just blows up. And
that was all just Ned rigs too. Like we weren't doing anything. We were just dragging Neds.
Pop, all the way down.
Yeah. I want to ask y'all probably a little bit later about motors and kayaks because I got an update on mine.
You can see an install video if you want pretty soon here.
2 of them.
Oh, yeah. Steve EV6VX, great name.
That guy.
I got 2 new PB largemouth today.
Yeah.
I guess he broke it, then broke it again. He says,
that's awesome.
I like this. He says only about 4.5 pounds.
That's
not
good.
bad considering I've only been fishing for a year now.
That's amazing.
That's great.
I don't think I caught a 4.5
own it,
pounder
dude.
for 20 years. Like that's a good fish.
Well done.
What's y'all's PB largemouth?
PB largie? I don't think I've broken 5. I mean, I've hit 5 and some change, a minor minuscule amount of change, but I've not gone well above 5. That's all in Michigan too. I haven't when we did Alabama last year's knucklehead.
Yeah.
It was off. It was off. I didn't get to weigh any, or I didn't weigh any of my fish because we're just measuring them for that, but definitely not even close to a 5.
17.5 is the biggest between us.
Yeah. So
I had a bad tournament down there.
You had a good pre-fish because you caught that absolute hog.
Yeah, you jerk. What are you talking about?
3 days before. Yeah, then that front rolled in, right?
That's the only fish I caught the whole pre-fishing. And I was like, I'm posting this just to mess with everybody.
Yep.
What's your PB, John?
I got a 7.5 pounder that I caught.
All right.
That's
on a Yumdinger, of course, fishing with a guy that took me out in March on Chickamauga.
On Chick?
It's so random, but yeah. I catch 4 and 5 pounders. Not a ton, but over 5 is pretty rare. Over 4.5 is pretty, that's fish.
We get to 5 probably once a year each, maybe twice a year each, and then we get to 4 a couple dozen times.
Way more consistently now.
Way more. Last 2 years.
Yeah, last 2 years. So like this year, I think I have 8 fish that are 3.5 to 4.5 pounds. So I mean, I feel
probably fish the right bodies of water in Michigan. It's like you can go to some lakes and it's just so many, like there's consistent 2 to 3s, but like there's nothing above that. And then you go to some where it's like there's just more nutrients in the water. There's bigger bluegill, there's bigger bass, there's bigger everything, and you catch the 500s.
Here's the thing: we have caught
at least
on Jeff's home lake, the one where it's all dinks, all small fish. We
called it Dink Lake
there for years. We call it Dink Lake. We have both pulled a 5-pounder out of that lake a couple of times. And on the other one, that's
the same one.
His house, that's not Dink Lake, but is not Giant Lake at all. We've caught multiple 5s, but early this year in the spring on crankbaits, Jeff and I caught 2 dozen, all over 2 pounds. Every single one was
3.
well over 2, and most of them, almost all of them, over 3. And I've never had a day like that out there. I had no idea there were that many fish in that class out there. And
we
were
lake's loaded.
We were flipping 3s and 4s the whole time. It was nuts.
Chatterbaits and cranks. And then on like Dink Lake here, I've caught 5 of my 4-pounders here.
Yep.
We both caught 5.
So most guys would tell you there's not a single 3-pound bass, except for the one guy who wants you to think there is because he's talking trash from the dock while he's drinking coffee, and his son always catches him right over there. I hate that guy.
Had that
yesterday. Everyone else would tell you there's just nothing but small fish in there and pike.
Oh, you didn't catch anything over there? My son just got
He's gonna grab another one.
This guy yesterday did that to me. I was on.
Can't believe you didn't catch anything over there. You must not be very.
You must suck.
Homie was just weed whipping, and he like looks down. I'm at his dock. He's like, "Oh yeah, corner of that dock right there, there's always some huge ones. So I flip in there. I'm like, sir, there's no fish here. I like, it's clear water.
This is a Wendy's.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. There's no fish here. I'm looking at them, man. They're all like 12-inch smallmouth is what was on this lake. And he's like, oh, I guess they moved. And I was like, you son of a... It just rolled on.
I like that comment. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get them. I always catch them on this lure, or I love
Right.
like, oh, you
Why
always
you
catch
that?
fish. Like, who are you?
All right, me too, buddy. Whatever you say.
Crush.
I want to show
choosing
my
to not
PB.
to.
It's been 10 years and I haven't. So I catch like you guys. I catch like 4s and 5s in Michigan, usually a couple per year kind of thing. But you don't find much. There's 6s in Michigan for sure. 7s is like a whole new world. But my
PB is a
PB's
lifetime achievement.
I don't know what the weight was because I didn't weigh it. And this was back in Kansas City area. So definitely 7+.
That's
probably like a 7.5, 7. So like similar to
for sure. Yeah. Dang, dude.
Yeah, but that was it's been 10
of...
years, guys. I had more mojo when I was 21 than I do when I'm 31.
You're in the South. You're getting close.
Let me see that young Ethan again. Hold on. Go back.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
It's like that worm.
Can we zoom in?
With the feet.
Look at that goofy looking kid right there.
Oh my gosh. Are you in basketball shorts,
no
dude?
changes.
Yes,
oh, for sure.
Sir.
Dude, I wore the biggest basketball shorts. Like they're like, yo, you want like
boards
right to the knee, right? I'm like, no, 8 inches past the knee. Let's
past
go.
the knee.
And I have long legs, so I looked like an absolute fool when I was in my youth.
Dude, so you were cool, is what you're saying.
Well, you walk into the gym though, people are like, "Oh, this guy, he's a baller."
This guy can ball.
This guy thinks he can ball. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're tall. You got the big shorts. They don't know how small
they
you
were
are under
wild. I look back at my high school basketball photos. It's hilarious. I grabbed the biggest shorts the basketball team had, and it was bonkers. I
had to wrap them around, like tighten them up, like extra.
Just a toothpick and some 2XL Jordan shorts, man. Just
drawstring around the back and tied again.
You've got them double wrapped.
I'm glad that's not my style anyour. Anyways, we are going a long ways with these questions, John. Is there anything else that we
last question? It says, Johan Jermishuis.
You're about as good as Jeff at this.
You pronounce like me, man. I love this.
It says, how do I get mule lures in Canada?
Just from the website. I don't have like distributors of any type. You know, it's something I would love to do at some point is to get them in, retail stores and that sort of thing. I just don't necessarily have the bandwidth on my own. If you guys ever happen to know of a retailer that you think would be interested, feel free to point them my way. But as of right now, pretty much everything's just from mulefishing.com. And I do ship to Canada. I pretty much ship everywhere. I've shipped all over in Europe, Australia, Mexico, Brazil, Puerto Rico, a lot of cool places. So
I think a lot of people just don't think that you're going to ship out of country probably. So
it's usually assumed.
Usually I lose money if it's like really exotic.
I had somebody check because I wanted to know, and they bought some, so I could have told you that too.
Huh. Well,
so you should hire Paul and I, and let's get you into some stores. I'm just saying.
Feel free. Hey, I'll give you a commission if you want.
We cost tax-free. That's it. $0.
This is my favorite question that I like to talk about, and I'll go first, lead off, so I can think about it. It's what's the last fish you caught, and what lure did you use it on? It's like super real, super relevant. What exactly is going on? Because everybody is something different, and every month I think it's been a different species. But for me,
oh my god.
Just wait. Go ahead.
For me, I did a overnight kayak float in Middle Tennessee.
Oh,
and
so cool.
It is the most beautiful water. Last fish I caught was a 14-inch smallmouth right before the ramp on a Chapo 75. And
top water in the river.
But I missed. Oh my god! I was throwing. But the problem is I kept missing them. I was getting so aggravated because I kept missing, and they were. I threw a spook, like a pretty good sized spook, and I had 3 of the most aggressive hits I'd ever had.
Slapping it,
and another my hook. The fish came out of the water to hit that lure, and I'm like, ah! Oh,
That's not what you're not supposed to.
Now I know why you're aggravated.
Yeah,
use a slow spaghetti noodle rod.
Yeah,
you need the spaghetti noodle.
That would have really helped.
It's a spaghetti.
It's a spaghetti noodle. Slow action rod, like a
spaghetti noodle. Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna go next. What's your fish?
All right, Paul, what was your last fish?
Oh God.
Pay attention, Paul.
All right, so it was a largie Larry, largemouth bass out of Lake St. Clair, and I started. If you guys are familiar with the Gobius, which is like the pre-rigged Z-Man, it looks like a goby. It's dark sleeper,
Z-Man dark sleeper.
Yeah. I caught probably 75 fish on that one, and then it finally it had been pulled off so many times. Every single time I even went through grass, the Z-Man plaster was coming off the jig and like it was exposing the guts of the goby.
Trashed it.
It was unbelievable. So that died, and I was like, that was the only one I had in my kit, and I was like, dang man, like I need the bait. And so what I did was I did have the gobies. So this is the the TRD gobies, which is these right here. Z-Man plastic gobies. There goes one right in
Why
my
don't you
carpet.
throw them at us?
And then I put it on. I had it all right here, which is great. The Goldeneye swimmer head from Outcast Tackle. We just got way too many of these. I had a 3/16 ounce, and I want to do this before I hit anything. I put them together, and I was dragging it, dragging it. And we're talking. I'm not talking chocolate milk. I'm talking chocolate milkshake water. It was unreal. You could have scooped it out like ice cream. It was insane how thick the water was. We were getting windswept for 4 days straight, and on a lake like St. Clair, where the whole lake is basically 16 to 10 feet deep, all that silt, everything, all the garbage is coming right at you after a couple of days. And so, it was nasty. But I was absolutely stacking them, just every other cast, and then like I had it on a medium rod, like we were talking about, and which was a ton of fun because it's 3/16 ounce jigging on it. It was so much fun, and I was just leaning in. You get the most satisfying rod bend on those mediums. I could not stop catching them. It was hard to like, and this is from the shore on a break wall. Same 200 feet. It was wild.
Next to their house,
Sounds
like
fun.
where they stay.
Just go in the backyard, stack 6 of them, just go take a quick break.
Can I come stay with you next time? Can I just be part of the family next time? That sounds.
That's what I always ask him, Ethan.
I'm the fun uncle.
He doesn't even let me go there. I'm the co-host of our show.
Been there.
I can understand that.
Spinning rod.
Lying.
4 times.
Spinning rod or baitcaster?
What was that?
You put on a spinning rod or a baitcaster?
Oh, baitcaster. I had it's actually what I was going to show for show and tell. I had the Lose the tournament series, but the XP, which is the Bass Pro version. And like the one that was exclusively for Bass Pro Shops. And I always really liked that reel, but the side plate has come loose, and it's just not. It doesn't actually fish that well anymore. I've cleaned it like every year. I take care of it, but it's old. And I was like, I've been kind of down on it. But as I was fishing it with this, I was actually really enjoying it, and I was realizing the size is really good. And I was like, you know what? I should give Lose another try. And that's actually what inspired me to go get, which is not something I do very often. Buy something on more expenses. I got a BB1 Pro. She's like $200. And I'm super excited about it. Like having it now, I'm like, this thing is sick. And maybe I'll be a Lose fan again. Who knows?
Convert.
All right. Let's hear Jeff's. Jeff, what was the last fish you got? And where did you get it on?
This might surprise you, Ethan, but it was on a frog.
Well, you said frog earlier, so it doesn't surprise me at all.
All right, well, fine. So I ruined my own surprise, whatever. We talked about it on Debo's live yesterday, but then today I went back out. So 2 days in a row, I've caught a mess on the frog. Nice. And yesterday I did a video that we'll do on our channel where I grabbed all the weirdest frogs that I had in my arsenal for years, and I just fished those. So I had we're talking the Teckle Clinker. It's got 2 blades that knock into each other. I had this little tiny JDM frog with a blade off the back. I had what is the Snagproof topwater walking bait, a topwater popper.
Your little hot dog
hollow
thing.
body. Yeah. So Debo gave them to us, I think.
One that's just like red. It's just called the hot dog.
The hot dog. It was a black and silver hot dog. There's a company that makes hot dog plastics. We can talk about that later. They're super weird.
I want to talk about that later.
No, we should.
We'll talk about it.
It's gonna be the next challenge.
After hours.
You gotta catch on the glizzy, all right? So the frog that I ended up fishing the most though was a white and pink scum frog. And it's just because it's the only color I had of that frog. But it's a $4.99 frog. That scum frog is my favorite frog of all time.
I've been saying it for how long, Jeff? They're the best.
Well, this one's specific. They make $1 million, and they make some, kind of higher price one, but this is their cheapest one, $4.99. I get it in green pumpkin, black, yellow, and white. And like, if you have those 4, you need no more frogs. But white and pink frog. And I got to test out. I got the Arc Invoker Tour. It's a 7.6 heavy fast action. That rod's insane. It creates so much room for error with your frog hook sets. Like, I wasn't missing on the frog. And it's Michigan. I was catching dinks on frogs all day long without an issue with hook set. All right. Back that up a little bit.
First edit.
Cool.
So
that sounds like everybody's having a lot of fun and catching a lot of fish. I'll share mine. So you mentioned show and tell, and John, you mentioned it earlier. You wanted to see it. So I took my travel, the Daiwa Presso. For those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I had one of these and I gave it to my brother-in-law. Well, I ordered another one that's been sitting in my room for a long time, and I finally got it out. So I went to New York, and the last fish I caught was in New York. I have not fished since I've been back because I got back late the other night and basically immediately got sick. So I've been sick the last couple of days, which I don't know about you guys, but anytime I have a long travel day where it's like you're stuck in airports and you're dealing with people and then you get just germs, just so many germs.
Yep.
I always come back and get airport ick. It's so gross. I hate it. Anyways, I use my travel ultralight and I caught a plethora of fish in New York, and I'm not going to give away all my secrets. And John, I texted you one of them, but I would ask that you don't share it yet. It's going to be a mystery.
Oh, yeah.
That was not the last fish I caught, so I don't have to share. Yeah. Just know that I caught a bucket list fish that I did not at all expect to catch in New York. Didn't know they lived in New York, but they do. So good. The last fish I caught was probably a pumpkin seed, either a pumpkin seed or a rock bass. And I was up at Lake George, New York, beautiful, beautiful lake. And I was literally fishing from bank, and I found like a whole bunch of sunfish up shallow. Nice. And they were super, super finicky. I think they just constantly see people walking by them because there's a lot of people. It's kind of touristy. Water super clear. And I was trying to throw I think it was like throwing a 1/32 ounce mule. They wouldn't eat it. So I switched down to literally I can't remember if I was throwing a 1/80th or 1/64th, and like just super slow rate of fall. And it was green pumpkin, donkey tail junior, had to go natural, and they would eat it. But it took working them a little bit because they were definitely finicky. Like I said, just they're used to people, clear water. They probably get a good amount of pressure. It's a pretty big fishing lake. So, but I caught a whole bunch of fish, and I was able to do so from bank. I even caught a really nice smallmouth bass from bank, which is awesome, just on a travel ultralight. When you go in somewhere new, you have no idea what to expect. And being able to catch several fish of different species was a wonderful time. So stay tuned for the video. I don't know when it'll be, but should be a fun one.
Tell me about that rod. Like, what do you have? Does it come with a reel, or do you bring your own reel and line?
So the rod, it's just a rod. So it's 4 pieces. And basically you just there's little straps in there, and it just holds all those pieces in there. I think this retails for $79.99, which for a 4-piece, really solid ultralight, to me is a very good value. You put a size 1000 spinning reel on it, and all I did was I just took my reel and I took the reel handle off, put a rubber band around it, and then I put it in this little bag that my friends gave me the other day. Jeff and Paul did an unboxing and had this little bag, and I put it in there. So thanks, guys. I knew you guys.
Hope we get a shout out in that video.
I do shout you out.
Nice.
No, so anyway,
I edited that out later.
It's really I was able to put a small amount of gear together and throw it all in my bag, and it barely fit, but I got it to fit. And man, I tell you what, I'm going to be traveling for my day job more often, and if I can swing that every now and again, that is a wonderful little way to get new experiences out there and try new bodies of water I've never experienced before.
Next week, I'm going to Santa Cruz, California.
Cruz,
and I'm going to bring some guys who do some saltwater fishing, at least on the east. And one guy actually reached out and sent me some tips on the west. I was trying to figure out if I need to buy something or not. I have an ugly stick GX2 medium, 7-foot medium. And I have a salt ready Akuma spinning reel I'm going to put on there. and then I'm gonna bring a BFS setup cash in. The one's got a little more heavy duty. It's got like 10-pound braid on it, and I think I'm gonna have the mule stuff out. I'm gonna try and catch some fish from shore.
Oh, I bet you'll catch something.
How are you transporting the 7-footer?
Rod caddy, actually, probably inside a backpack.
The Cashin is a 2-piece. The BFS.
I might have to bring the Majestic.
Yeah, well,
it's gonna snap.
I don't think Paul's thought about this.
I thought it was, and now that I'm thinking about it,
he goes to pack it, he snaps it over his leg.
Hey, I mean, an ugly stick, you could probably just bend over itself and put it.
Ugly stick would just fold.
The medium, honestly, you could fold it up. I think you're right.
Like how much is to go buy a rod there? Like, is it easier?
It's part of the experience because I've actually never. I want to use the rod caddy. It's pretty cool because it's got like a 7-inch tube on like either side. And then an elastic band in between them. I don't have that.
This is the way to go.
And this thing, This thing lets you leave the reel on it. So you just
I would let you borrow this one if you were over here.
One tube encompasses the rod butt and tip, and then the other one takes the two midsection and just holds them together. Then like all but like the middle blank and like right above the reel seat is like protected by like super hard plastic. So I'm just gonna put 2 rods in that and call it life.
Yeah,
I have this idea. I've actually never flown anywhere, and I want to fly somewhere and call it a $500 like budget trip.
Nice.
Like fly somewhere, stay a day, and come right back, and just like
good idea.
Yeah, I don't know what I could carry, but maybe just like buy a cheap Walmart rod for like $20.
Yeah,
or something when I get there. Catch something, go somewhere I've never been before. Catch something, come back, see if I can do it all. That's that's kind of videos I want to do. Like if I can get somebody to sponsor it or something like that. Like, hey, this person's paying for this. Let's see what happens.
It's like total cost of trip, like flight included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want some inspiration as you think about this, there's I like watching this golf YouTubers. It's called No Laying Up, and they have a series called Strapped, and it's basically exactly like that. They do like a golf boys trip thing, and it's less than $500. But like, you should watch it, John, just solely for inspiration on how, because it would be so cool. I would love to watch you do that. I think that'd be such a cool series.
We'll compete. See who can get it done the cheapest.
That would be fun. That'd be.
I'll do one too.
Yeah,
it would. You could like have a little tally in the top corner of your video. It's like, bing! I just spent $10. You know,
you're not tracking the gas from here to the gas station.
Yeah,
absurd. Oh, this will be cool.
I would lose all my money.
This is going to happen.
And snacks. I'd be like, how much?
That's where you die. Beef jerky at the gas station.
Yeah.
How can I say no?
We got to come up with a great name for it. I'll be thinking about this a lot. This is a cool idea.
I need a.
All right,
we need a producer, and like they film it. Can you $500 from everybody's house? We all leave.
Yeah,
but yeah. Maybe a couple years from now, I get there.
Dude, that'd be super fun though. Like you have to travel 500
miles. If you do this and you catch a PB while out and about, I will give you $100 bonus. So
you catch a PB, if you catch a lifer, you get a bonus.
Oh,
I not a lifer. I better get
if you catch a PB, if you catch a PB while doing this, you text me. I'll Venmo you $100, and then you get $100 bonus added to. But you have to put it in video.
How about I'll pay for your trip?
No.
If you catch it on a mule fishing lure,
you're already trying to be as cheap as possible about.
If you catch it with an AA angler's rod, you get
loser buys the trip.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, sorry.
All right, well, let's move on to our our last thing, and we could talk about this forever. It's kayaking. But real quick, before we get into, I want to ask you about kayaking. The Knucklehead tournament, which is a kayak or bank fishing tournament, is going on, and we've had our first month. I know Paul and Jeff both have a team. Ethan, nobody cares. That don't need a team. But the guy that won mine, I forgot what. I think he had 111 inches. It was crazy.
That's crushing it.
Yeah.
I think our best last year was like 108, 107, Paul, from our teams.
The thing is, the guy that won mine won last year too. So I've already got a repeat winner. First person.
That's awesome.
I have a feeling people are going to get mad if like a couple of them repeat. That's the only thing I was thinking about. But yeah,
you can't with that stuff. Don't even worry about that.
111. Do the math on 111. What?
Yeah, he had a couple 22s and something.
2.2 average.
That's ridiculous. ridiculous.
How many 20-inch fish do you catch in a year, Jeff?
5? How many 22s do I catch in a year? Like
20s.
20s? Oh, 20s? A handful.
Yeah.
Like 5. That's what I said. Like, yeah.
This guy won last year by
are you just catching snakehead level length, or what do you?
Yeah, he does fish a little bit in South Georgia, but he found some fish in North Georgia in a place that he told me where it was. It was like I knew where it was kind of, but I was like, you never have thought there'd been 21-inch fish there. Huge. So he like really went out and explored some stuff and found some really cool stuff just because of like he was pushing himself for the tournament.
That's awesome.
That's what it's all about, man.
All right, so let's go into kayaks, and I have a big update that I've been wanting to share that I haven't got yet, but. So Newport sent me a motor. I'm getting it installed on my RVR 119 right now.
Nice.
And it was supposed to be done last week, and I haven't heard anything. So hopefully it's done.
What do you mean by it's supposed to be done?
I love supposed deadlines.
I opened up the box. I laid all the wiring out. And I was like, I'm going to take this somewhere.
No, you did not.
Yeah. I used to be the guy that would do anything, but now I second guess myself too much about doing all that kind of stuff. I feel like I would mess something up. Plus,
and that's okay because Newport will hook you up, brother.
I'm gonna mess something.
Yeah, so I took it to dugout,
screw ups,
dropped it off. They're supposed to have it done. At least I'll know for future. I can like look over everything if I do another one in the future or something. Yeah, I think it'll help me out. But I'm excited. Both of y'all have had motors.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done any tournaments with your motors?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's my biggest thing is I want to know because I've been doing tournaments. I've been local ones, and I do one once a month probably. I want to see what the biggest difference it makes in the tournament. How much does it really make? Do I win? Do I catch more fish? Do I catch less fish? So that's something I'm going to try to document as I get into it.
I would tell you right now, it really depends on if you're a good paddler or not. If you're not a decent paddler and you get a motor on one of these things, that's how you're getting around from spot to spot. Like after you get from spot to spot, that's how you're like navigating and like casting and stuff. I think people forget about that a lot. That not many of these big
motor will get you
pedals.
Point A to point B.
Not a lot of people do them with pedals. They're cutting the weight and they're doing with paddles. I don't think people realize how much of that is happening and how much of a difference it is to roll up to a spot that, like, if you've had a pedal kayak, to not have that mobility, the instant reverse, to be able to do it hands free.
That's what I'm wondering about. Yeah,
people don't realize how much that's doing for you when you don't like frequently go paddle only. I went paddle only for in a 10-foot sitting inside for almost a full season. It's like 4 months, and fished Lake St. Clair, like big water, fished a bunch of ponds, and you forget it comes back, but you forget what it's like to go into a truly ultralight paddle setup.
Yeah, it's a big difference. But I mean, for motors are excellent to get you point A to point B, and I have an XI3 on my native Titan X. And like it's got a learning curve. And even with spot lock, like spot lock will spin you. What people don't know about spot lock, it'll spin you off a spot. And it'll literally almost throw you out of the boat.
Stay pointed at what you want to stay pointed at. So, and in a kayak, in a boat, it's one thing. You just go to the back of the boat. In a kayak, when you get swung 180 from where your prow was,
turn around.
It's not a lot of fun to fish directly behind you. And that does happen a lot. And that is the biggest difference. When we tested the Minn Kota loaded 120, the autopilot, it was like the biggest thing because you kind of think not correctly that you'd point it and it would just keep you pointing at that thing. It would just literally freeze you there. And we realized very quickly that you basically immediately get turned.
Yeah, it's dealing with current, wind, anything trying to push you off the spot. So like if I'm dealing with a windswept bank, right? I hit spot lock, it's going to turn me away from the bank. That's how it works. So it's nice to like get you to a spot. Spot lock's okay. I wouldn't like put all my cards on spot lock. And also I wanted to point out, it will throw you out of your kayak. So I highly recommend that. You need to do not do it while you're standing. Like if you're standing, you motor up to a spot, you hit anchor, have your sea legs on because it will try to throw you out of your kayak.
Your sea pants will leave your body.
Your sea pants will be shipped.
Get my sea pants.
But I think that in a tournament, if we're going back to the original question, will you catch more fish? I think mobility has a lot to do with how many fish that you can catch, right? Like if I can get to more spot faster, of course, I have a more chances to catch more fish. So you still have to have skills, right? If you have enough skills as an angler and you can get to those spots faster, you're going to catch more fish.
I think Paul brought up a good point, though. John, you're putting this on a paddle kayak, right? You're not going to have pedals on this one?
Yeah.
When you kayak tournament fish, how often are you fishing out of a pedal kayak?
When I tournament fish, I've been out of the Old Town pedal drive.
Exactly.
So this is going to
be... Which you're spoiled with.
I don't know.
You're going to need time to adjust.
Well, my goal is to do as many different kayaks, just like y'all been doing. I want to do as many different many different setups as I can.
What boat are you putting this on?
The RVR
110.
RVR. But my main thing is I've been putting on there because I want to go explore rivers. There's so many rivers that I can't access sections
too far.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been fishing with all these other guys with the Shoalies and RVRs with motors on them, and they're just zipping places. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like
6 miles an hour. And if you're unloaded, but this is with a 180, so it's a 1.8 horse. Yeah. You're looking at 6, maybe 7 if you're in like an 80-pound boat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just finished a build. I'm gonna post a video on it. I have a Crescent Leg Tackle 2. Mm-hmm. That Leg Tackle 2 only weighs 75 pounds.
Yeah.
It's paddle. And it's got a huge open deck, little V with the secondary stability, and then it's almost 13 feet. That thing, and I just put the Minn Kota or the Newport NK 180 Pro on it. Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten in the water yet. I just finished the install, but I can tell you, like I think I'll beat 6 miles an hour, knowing that the total weight of my boat with absolutely, I literally calculated all the accessories, weights, the electronics, the batteries, everything, including the kayak hull. The total thing weighs far under 200 pounds. It's like 178 pounds. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's with 2 batteries on there.
Yeah. I really like that kayak. I think that would be a really nice kayak to use.
Foot steering too. That was the other thing. So I can slap down the bar and go reverse, and then steer myself in reverse. So if you catch a fish and you're like, oh God, I'll be able to, with the foot steering, go in reverse and then steer with my feet while I'm working a fish.
Yep.
Okay. I'm getting foot steering on mine. So
foot steering is a game changer. So we used it on, we had the Bixby, and I installed on I have an Old Town Big Water, the paddle one, not the pedal. And we installed it on there because it has like the fixed foot position stuff first. You just pop those off, you put on the dynamic ones, and I rigged that thing up with the Bixby rudder. It's a metal rudder.
Yeah.
And the K1 motor on there. And it's solid. I mean, you can get up to 5.5.
5 if you're hoofing it.
Yeah.
And you got the wind.
If you top that out though, you can get 5 over 5 miles an hour, and you can steer with your feet. Foot steering is amazing. Even compared to like the XI3, I have to control with a hand remote. So I just attach it to my PFD and I can just control it from there. It's a little extra work when you can actually have both hands free while foot steering. It's amazing. I like that a lot. Ethan's like,
so everybody,
not me,
all y'all started out with just a regular paddle kayak, like your first kayak, right?
Yeah,
first kayak was a Predator MX paddle. I still miss that kayak, but I had to sell it to afford the other ones.
So when you went to a pedal drive, what were your thoughts like when you first went to a pedal drive kayak?
Well, Jeff and I, the jump from paddle to pedal was significant. So Jeff went from here to like 180, and I went directly from a paddle to a Hobie 360.
Yeah.
And those are not
the same
other pedal drives. Like they're in a class of their own. And the 360, when it works, is in a class of its own though. Yeah. And so we went instantly from like, we went straight from bottom to the top. And so I think I hated it the very first day because it didn't work right. Mm-hmm. As soon as it worked the way it was supposed to, within 30 minutes,
this is the best thing
it was in it. I was waiting for a windy day so I could flip that sucker back, use that 360 drive, and just stay stuck where I wanted to be. Like and then when we're in the river too, and it was working as well as it was,
it was a great river kayak. But yeah, like even to a prop drive, I feel like we had this question on Debo's live yesterday. And it was like, what kayak would you recommend? Paddle, or motor? Pedal. Pedal. Like pedal is the way to go. You have the most mobility. You can do. I was concerned when we
lowest
first got
cost, medium weight, max.
And the costs
speed,
are coming down with
nothing's breaking on those prop drives for the most part. Yeah, that pedal's the way to go. And then instant reverse, especially as a new kayak.
So how do you like the like Old Town, like just like bicycle type pedal?
One of the best.
Versus Hobie though? You say that's in a class of its own. So like, do you miss your Hobie at all?
Not even a little bit.
So you're just as happy with the prop.
I'm more happy.
Well, so there's two. Well, yes and no. So on the whole, I'm definitely happier, and I wouldn't go back. But I will say this, because prop drives, there's a lot of there's some issues with prop drives. They're very reliable and they're very fast, and you get instant reverse. Those are the main.
Yeah, I love the instant reverse. I use that all the time.
Instant reverse is unbelievable. Some of the
they clog up fast.
They clog up instantly. Like instantly.
The fins don't.
They bind up quite a bit. Yeah. You also don't have as much like torque when you compare it to the fin drive. And then the 360 in the river, you want to retrieve a jerkbait, I can literally parallel park right next to that thing, sink, and then leave the exact opposite direction.
Now that's the 360. So like the 180 drive though, you have to pull this tab to like flip the fins and back up.
Reverse.
It's an extra
pros and cons.
And then
overall happy.
Yeah. Overall 100%, because the cost too. The cost is the thing that throws you, and that's actually why we got the Hobies. Because I honestly, someone pointed out to us, and I actually was like, "That's 100% correct." Pointed out that like we are aggressively average, but I'm fishing out of a $13,000 kayak setup.
Like, this is wrong.
I'm like, that's a good point, dude. Like,
it wasn't.
People ask us about value stuff all the time, and like I recommend the PDL Old Town for forever since it came out, and I know, but it's hard to take the advice of somebody when they say, "Oh, it's a good value," and you're like, "What the fuck?" Sorry,
13.
What the heck do you know about value? Like, you don't, you're fishing out of a boat that's more expensive than maybe my vehicle. So yeah, that's one of many, but one of the reasons that we were like, yeah, we gotta get out of these things.
I think what's cool about kayak fishing is just like such a broad spectrum nowadays. Like I've never fished out of a Hobie. They're obviously incredible, and I'm sure I would love one. I don't know that I want one though. It's not necessarily to say that I wouldn't enjoy it if I was in it, but I don't want a kayak that big. I don't, and I don't, maybe someday if I have a different situation, if I have a big shed and a big pickup truck, that's one thing, but I don't have that. And so I think that's what's really cool about it. You can do something just like a simple $300 rig from Dick's and bring one rod and catch plenty of fish. You can go all the way, all out and rig out a Hobie, have a motor, have all sorts of stuff, and you can catch a lot of fish too. But I think we've all kind of landed somewhere in the middle.
You got to fish the way that you like to fish, because it comes down to you got to live with that boat. You have to load it. You have to unload it. You have to
pay for it. A lot of work.
You got to pay for it like right off the top. Yeah. So, there's a lot that goes into having a big boat too. And that's when you get the guys that are like, "Oh, just buy a regular boat. Just get someone with a motor." And like, I'm just never going to do that. I don't want to
deal with my motor exploding.
Exactly. There's so many more complications. Nobody ever likes to talk about that. They're like, no. It's a boat. It's better. Like, but it's not necessarily. I get their points to an extent. Exactly. But like with kayaks, like if you get a big one, then you have to with the XI3, I have to take the XI3 off. I got to take all my tackle out, because otherwise
lift the MFR off any kind of incline.
I did figure out how to lift it finally.
It requires a certified scissor lift fork operator.
It's actually much easier now, but you do have to take you have to take your batteries out, and it's a lot of extra work. And if you're okay with that, great. You just got to know that going into
your kayak is absolutely huge.
It is gigantic. It is huge. It feels bigger than my Hobie Pro Angler 14, which is weird because it's a 1.5 feet.
I remember the first time I picked it up, I was like, "Am I lifting the wrong boat? Did you actually not make a change? Like, this feels just like it used to feel."
It weighs 170 pounds, dry, empty.
The kayak I have with two 50+ amp batteries, 1.8 horsepower motor, Garmin electronics with 2 transducers, and then some basic accessories, including a kayak crate.
It weighs
is the exact same weight as Jeff's empty hull.
I don't see your problem.
Go on.
What are we talking about here?
And then I get a lot of people. A lot of people are like, "Why don't you add this to your kayak?" And it's like you said, every time you add something, that's another thing.
Remember everything.
charge.
I might kayak 3 or 4 times a week. That adds up all those little every 5-10 minutes extra of doing this turns into a big. If you only do it once a month, you don't really think about it. But if you're kayaking all the time, like people are like, why don't you get a power pole? Why don't you get this? Why don't you get that? I'm like,
you need a trailer. That's
I don't
what it
really
comes down
want
to.
throw all that stuff on there. Plus, power pole gets in trees around me a lot. We have overhanging trees everywhere.
I would not get a power pole again. I had the power pole on my Hobie.
When I fished in Middle Tennessee, the guy had a power pole, and it was very nice because most everything was pretty open, and he could stop in a couple places that was really cool. Maybe led to catching him a few more fish, but at the same time, he's having to put it down. And around me, there's just trees everywhere. Like I couldn't even. And I'm always going up, even in the lakes. I'm going into shallow, little out of the way places.
That's why you got the kayak.
It would be in the way, and then there's so much stuff. I try to keep it as simple as possible, and it allows me to have more fun, no matter if I'm tournament fishing or not. But I would say if you're, have any of y'all done like a Bassmaster kayak tournament or like a big?
No.
All right, Jeff, when you go to the one this weekend, it's. You might just want a video. I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's just go around and video everybody else's kayaks and their setups.
Good idea.
It's insane.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Like,
I'll do that.
I'm blown away every time I see these guys especially the guys that travel to all the big tournaments.
Yeah.
They have so much stuff on their kayaks that it is pretty wild. It's like this is amazing.
2 graphs,
mine out, dude.
2 power.
I'm running. I won't even.
Yeah.
I have 2 builds. I have the PDL 106, which it's got a hook 2 on it, 7-inch, like
not even an anchor
and like whatever. I don't even have an anchor on it. It's very, very, very basic. Like there's nothing else on it. I have one little pack on it with some tools. That's it. So that's the pond hopper, because that thing will go anywhere, any river, any lake, and you'll be fine.
Load and unload in 1 minute.
Yeah, and then I have what I would want to. I actually hope to take out on Lake St. Clair quite a bit and go into open water and target smallies off piles. Is the Crescent with like all the stuff on it. So, but it's an ultra light base with just a bunch of crap thrown into it. But it's actually still really empty. Like compared to my Hobie, this thing is still empty. And I just did a walkthrough. You can see like it has all the stuff that I would normally take for a fishing trip, every tool, and it's just nothing to it.
I think everybody needs the throw and go setup. So I don't really have one. Like I have the big water, but it's just not what I want, because I want pedal. Yeah, I need a pedal throw and go. So by next year, I'm gonna like put together a build like that too.
We got a lot of rivers around me, and my favorite thing is to take either the Shoaly or RVR with nothing on it except a paddle. That's it.
1 or 2 rods.
One little bag, a few lures, 2 or 3 rods, and just go float 6 miles. And
that's what both Jeff and my river setup is. That's it.
And you learn to make adjustments. We're like, oh, I want to throw this lure. I might like I did this one. I missed some fish because I didn't have the right rod. But at the same time, it's like, I don't care. Like I will try. I caught some fish on a rat that I never threw a rat before, and it was actually pretty cool. It actually worked really well.
Nice.
Mike Buca's rat. But,
yeah.
I'm probably gonna be using that some more. But well, let's end this off here with just a little bit of panfish talk. And if you were just gonna go out and target one panfish, you're like, you know what, this panfish, I just enjoy catching it, picking up an ultralight rod and going for them. What's your fish?
Bluegill.
You have something that's like, hey, I'm hoping these fish are biting today, or I'm gonna go find these fish. It's green sunfish. Like,
ooh, yeah,
it's just different. I don't know. I do it every once in a while, but there's certain places because they live in so shallow of places that it's like they're in these little like areas that shouldn't even be fishing there, or like little areas that dry up in half the time, and then when they get water back in there, I'm like, how those fish get back in there? And I think they grow so fast too. They just like eat. They get up and then but they're so aggressive and fun. They're just cool fish.
Yeah, I like sunnies. I think sunny would be a good answer. They're like good fighters too. Like I love bluegill too, and you can just plug them all day long.
Bluegill, the shoulder fight, dude.
When you get
they're just trapped. They're very trapped.
Yeah. Either
I feel like I did exactly what I want. I just endless bluegill on beds. It's just that was, I was with these two earlier this month, and Debo from Debo's Fishing, and Debo says, "Oh, look at all these bluegill," and I just immediately drop my other rod. I go, "Dibs!" Like, and I pedal straight there, and I just, immediately it's just over and over and over again. And man, that is so hard to beat. It's just bluegill when you can catch just a mess of them. It's so much fun.
I like it when they're. I like it when, maybe a month, like right at the tip of summer, like right post spawn, because that's when they're still in the bedding areas. But I always want to find the biggest one. I want to find the giant, and I have like. Before forward-facing sonar, I had like a method for getting the biggest one, because there's basically, it's usually either the very first fish when you drop something right into the center of where the mass of them. The biggest one is usually going to go grab it. If you get a medium-sized fish, find out where you think they are, and then go 2 feet outside of that like circle where you think those fish are. And there's usually or there's satellite fish, and they're just defending that whole area. And that was like my method every time. And now with forward-facing sonar, you can kind of figure out which one's which. But picking up the big, like trying to find the one that's all shoulders, just stacked up with a belly that looks like distended, the hardest fighting, coolest fish to see flash. I just freaking love them.
Oh, I forgot show and tell. I got to show this real quick. We'll end it off with everybody can do their show and tell if they got something, and either if you want to add anything. But I got here a little tiny
teeny torpedo,
torpedo, head and torpedo, and this was my cicada simulator, and I caught 3 like 5-pound carp on this.
Oh yeah,
it was awesome. If I'd have had more time, like I didn't figure it out. Me and Alex Rudd were fishing, and he had a cicada lure, and he started early. I didn't know he had left to go over and find them. Then he calls me. He's like, "Dude, I've already caught like 5." So I'm like, I like paddle up, and this is where I really wish I had a motor.
The hole.
He's like, come on
over. I had to pedal all the way across the lake. And I'm like, I had this with me, and I was like, I think this might work. And yeah, so the way they're eating, like you're like looking, and you see these carp like barely under the water, hits the water, they just go straight to it. And they're like, their head comes out of the water to eat.
It has to, because
they don't suck it like a bass. So
that's insane.
It was really amazing. I caught 3 on like a medium spinning rod, and it was really fun.
That is awesome.
You can catch carp under mulberry trees in Michigan. You take a cork, and then you just color it like black or purple, flip it out there, and it's like clockwork. Clockwork.
Huh. Anybody else had anything? I forgot. I don't know if y'all did or not.
Show and tell. Show anything. I'll show you. I'll show you a scum frog that I found on my lake that I really kind of want to go fish with. It's a little rusty, and the eyeball's not doing so hot as you can see, but that's fine. All scum frog eyeballs fall off. It doesn't matter at all.
It's the eyes that matter. The fish see the eyes, and that's why they bite, right?
100%.
Not that pink and white frog I was throwing. Eyes were gone like 5 minutes in, and I just kept going.
Every frog, like the bottom, almost every frog, the bottom's white, anyways.
I've been saying
talked about it
so long.
It's white or black. It does not matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
One
the colors on top,
light.
Dude.
You don't need fancy.
Guggen frogs say "eat me" on top. I'm just saying.
Oh no!
I saw someone.
So the bass reads that.
One of those. Some guy. Sorry, I have to just. You just said it. So some guy on social media
set him
up. Really shorty shorts, and he posted a picture holding up that "eat me" frog, and he held it so close to the camera that it looked like he was fully nude. And I'm just like, you're fishing a frog while fully nude that says "eat me," and I'm just like, dude,
viral
not
video.
a good look. Not a good look on your social media.
Premium content.
Sorry. That's probably a good way to end it. Hey, real quick. Within the last 30 seconds of the show, what is one thing in the month of June that you want to get done from a fishing standpoint? What's your prediction for your month? What's a goal you have? Jeff, Paul, John, and then I'll go.
All right.
Go, Jeff.
I want to catch some really nice fish at Kayak Adventure Series this month, because that's like the biggest thing I'm doing this month.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to catch a fish flipping. I want to flip into some pads.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Big creature and catch a fish, because, dude, I suck at it. We don't have enough opportunities for it, and I just want to do it super bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my new RVR with the motor on it, and gonna go explore. I got a musky river, and I got another river where I've caught some big spotted bass. And I want to catch something. I want to be able to take it and catch something giant that I never would have been able to get to before.
That's awesome.
Right. Next time we talk, John, if I haven't inflated my paddleboard and fished off of my paddleboard yet, then you got to tell me that I've failed, because I want to make sure I catch some fish off my paddleboard this month. The water is getting warm. It is beautiful outside. Let's embrace it and put our little piggies in the water. Let's get after it, boys.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, we appreciate everybody watching the Whatever's Biting podcast, and our challenge for you is to get out there and catch whatever's biting. Thank you, Paul and Jeff. Tell us where people can find you real quick.
Aggressively Average Anglers on YouTube, at Triple Anglers is AA Anglers, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere you guys can find us.
And that's it. We'll see y'all next month.
Peace out.